Hello, wonderful listeners. A quick update for you. I have created a paid subscription for the podcast. For 99p a month, you can get an extra bonus episode per week and a monthly workshop episode where I go into a lot more depth, a lot more detail, and provide a lot more structure for your self-development. Now, whether you are a loyal long-term listener or just ready to go deeper on your self-development or just generally want to support the podcast, I would love to hear from you, and you can find the link for subscribing in the show notes. Enjoy the show. Hello, friends. I hope you are all well. I hope you are all having a wonderful week. I talked to you this morning from a crisp, cold yet sunny winter morning, and I hope you've been having a good week. I'm excited for the end of the year. I'm excited for being able to spend time with family and friends that matter, being able to wind down a little bit, being able to reflect on the year, and just thinking about what 2023 can bring. Something that's been on my mind that I would say to anybody that feels like they have a creative bone in their body is to just create with no expectation. It is a hell of an outlet in your life, and when you've got zero expectation around what it needs to bring, it can fulfill you a lot. It can bring a lot of inner peace to who you are and what you do. Anyway, on to today's episode. Today's episode is called Find Your Good Life. Now, I've maybe done episodes before on living a good life, living a simple life, things along those lines, but the key word here being find. Find is the one thing that differentiates your good life from any generic good life. I also feel that we spend too much of our lives watching what others do and trying to emulate that without real reason behind it, without any purpose. It's purely a keeping up or trend game that is being played. You see these things and these people's lives, and you think, I'd love my life to be like that in some sort of way. It might be because it's different, it's new. You might feel like there's elements of your life like you resent, and this looks too good to not try. But also, there's something there speaking to you that says that your life's currently not enough. And this is an important thing to understand, because today we'll explore a little bit around what your life looks like just now, defining what good life means, and how we get there. When you see these other people, their lives, what they're doing, and subliminally copying it, you might have done this before and from experience found that it actually doesn't work for you, or it doesn't bring that same level of happiness, because not a lot of things do. You find that it doesn't work for you, and that is ultimately your values and your beliefs kicking in, telling you that this isn't actually what you should be doing, or what is going to make you happy, or how you want to live your life. And also what you do is you discover the sacrifices that those people that you've seen have made to live that life. If it all seems too good to be true, there'll be something that they're sacrificing in order to gain that, essentially. If there's someone living a very lavish lifestyle, they might be extremely lonely. Or if someone seems to have all the newest things, they might actually not have any money for anything else. These are just some examples of things that You just never see the sacrifice or the other side of the coin when it comes to seeing such a good life. So how are we going to find your good life? I said that the word find is quite important here, which we'll dive into a little bit soon, but also defining what your good life means. You could chat with your friends about it, and their good life would be different to yours. Another key aspect or key factor to consider here is that you might not know what your good life is because you don't know anything different. You've never thought for yourself about what good means to you. Is good having a bit more time in the morning? Is good having your evenings and weekends free? Is good making sure that you have solid friendships and relationships that you have enough time to commit to each week? Is your good actually being able to spend as much time as you want in your career to try and get ahead? And this leads me on to this finding element, this discovering side of things for your good life. Experimentation and trying different things is the only way you're going to find out. It's similar to whether you're on social media and seeing someone having a good time and you think that you want that, but also talking with friends and socializing. They'll obviously tell you what their life is like and the good things, and you suddenly think, oh, I want to do that. You've probably never thought for yourself what you want to try. And the only way you're going to get there is experimenting. Experiencing different lifestyles will help you get closer. What's it like to not work in the morning and work late? What's it like to get up really early and finish really early? What's it like having a pet? What's it like committing to a hobby seriously? What's it like doing a hobby casually? What's it like hanging out with your friends more than you usually do? All these different things can help you get closer. An important note as well to always even this out is that the grass is always greener. You could have all the money, all the time, all the friends in the world, but there will be something that makes the grass greener. I like to think that this is a bit related to the concept of Our Why by Simon Sinek, who is quite a popular author in this field of personal development you've maybe come across. But he talks a lot about our why. Our true why is what leads us down the path that we need to go. It's essentially our inner compass. And a couple of examples that you could think of is, we've already talked about how we copy others because we think that's what we want, and then our values and our beliefs kick in, and that is our why. And our why is the only sustainable thing that we'll ever have. If you want to get up early, 5 a.m. club, 6 a.m. club, whatever, is it because you want to be productive and be that type of person that is known for getting up early? Or do you just love the peace that exists before the world wakes up? There's no right or wrong answer, but it might be easy to get swayed and persuaded by wanting to become or be seen as a productive person, when actually what you really want is that peace and quiet first thing before the world wakes up. Why do you want to become fit and healthy? Is it to reach personal bests and be the best in the field? Or is it because you love the feeling it gives you, it improves your mental health and gives you the inner peace and peace of mind that you're actually looking after yourself? You're creating an identity that you are proud of. Another thought here is that it can be both. If you want personal bests and to be the best in your field, but also know that you're doing the best thing for yourself, that's okay. But don't just put all your eggs in one basket. Don't just think you're doing it for this thing that you actually don't know if you care about. Find the thing that you care about and use that to lead you. Use that to motivate you. Use that to create sustainability in your life. You don't need to be the same person your entire life. But also, if you have peace with yourself that you are comfortable, then that's absolutely fine to continue doing. A personal example for me is that I like to cycle and run quite a lot each week. I don't track the time. I don't track how far I go. I just track how I feel. I know that it makes me feel good. I know that I can go to bed at night knowing that I've moved my body and woken my body up in some shape or form. And whether I get a good time on a run if I ever do it, or manage to become really good at it in some sense and improve something else in my life, that's a ripple effect. It's not the main reason why I do it. Another way to look at it is that a good life only comes from finding the things that you don't like. Maybe you realize that you are a night owl, or you like staying up late and hate mornings because you've got up in the morning so much before. It's the same with jobs and careers. What jobs and careers do you not like? What do you like? Or I guess another way of putting with it is what are you willing to put up with? What people don't you like? What kind of socializing don't you like? What hobbies don't you like? What businesses or creative endeavors don't you like that will help you get towards and closer to what you do like? You'll never get it right first time, and it's very unlikely that you'll get it right the 10th time. But as long as you stay true to yourself, listen to those values and beliefs that are talking to you. Don't listen to what society and others are telling you is correct or right. Then you'll be on the true path for yourself. The classic journey over the destination cliche. But knowing that you're on the true path for you is the most important thing. I guess there needs to be an element of bravery here. The bravery of the unknown. Why are you doing what you're doing? What if you have to justify that to somebody even though it doesn't look that amazing or sound that incredible? You need to double down on yourself. You know it within yourself that this is right for you. That unknown is part of the joy of what you gain out of trying to discover your good life. I would say probably about 90% of the world will never even dip their toe into this field or into this mindset of trying to find what a good life means to them. They just follow the path that's well trodden. It might be fear. You might stay in your box out of fear because you don't know anybody that has ever done it their own way before. You may also not want the judgment of others that feeds into the worry that you may have. But then I guess if you're worried about judgment of others, even if they're close to you, if you're worried about that, then how are you ever going to be happy when you do find the things that you like that aren't normal or unorthodox? A good life to you might be really busy, it might be connecting with a lot of people, and it might be non-stop. But it also might be one of peace, simplicity, and ordinary things that make you feel alive. Or it might even be a bit of both. You may be walking through life blindly at the moment, not realizing all these things that you're doing that are making you unhappy, or even worse, taking for granted the things that you absolutely love. Something that might be useful here is to split a piece of paper down the middle and list all the things you do and put them into a love column and into an unhappy column. Might be interesting to see what you find. It might be that sometimes it makes you happy and sometimes it doesn't. And that's okay as well. Let me know what you think. I hope you've enjoyed that today. My only job here, or my only job to do here, is to make you think. It's to provoke your thought. So I hope that's done that today. If you have any thoughts, please write to me. I would love to hear from you. Otherwise, have a wonderful week and I will see you all next time. Cheers. I hope you enjoyed that episode today. Thank you very much for listening. A quick check-in from me before we go today. In January 2023, I am going to be running a starting fresh coaching program. It's a group coaching program. It's going to be a mixture of live 1-hour calls as well as some self-led tasks, audio, videos that you can use throughout January to start your self-development. Whether you just need that little bit of a boost, that little bit of a fresh perspective going into the new year, I'm creating something for you guys to start in January this year. So I will add the link for this in the show notes. As always, message me if you feel like it's something you want to know more about. Otherwise, thanks again for listening, and I'll see you all next time. Cheers.